Thank you for watching On Call for All Kids. Today we're talking about Halloween safety during the pandemic. We'll get questions answered about how to celebrate Halloween safely this year, what type of costumes we should consider, and other general Halloween safety tips. I'm joined by Dr. Patrick Mulroney. He's an emergency medicine physician at Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital. So great to see you, Dr. Mulroney.
Hi, Ashley.
Well, we're in this global pandemic, but yet Halloween is upon us. Parents have a lot of questions, including should they even be celebrating it this year?
Absolutely. Children have missed out on so much with this pandemic. Many of them have missed school or sports or birthday parties, celebrating some of the other holidays. And this is one of those holidays that you can absolutely celebrate as a family. Several of the traditions that are associated with Halloween can be done at home with the family, such as carving pumpkins. You should be carving a pumpkin this year, or maybe baking pumpkin seeds, maybe even decorating your house. Additionally, sitting down with the family to watch one of those Halloween shows that are traditional is a good idea. So maybe sitting down with the family and watching the Charlie Brown Halloween show, or Spookly the Square Pumpkin, or for those older kids, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Those are some of those activities that children will know that it's Halloween and they'll be celebrating with their family.
How about the typical trick or treating? What are your thoughts on that?
This is a really hard decision. Anytime you're going out trick or treating, there tend to be larger groups. So if we're going to be trick or treating this year, we need to be doing it in smaller groups, potentially just your family group. And I would stay away from going to places where there are going to be large groups. So you might want to do it closer to home. We should probably stay away from those trunk or treating activities where all the families come to an individual parking lot and we work out of trunks rather than going to houses. We should probably stay away from that neighborhood. The neighborhood where everybody wants to go because it gets all decorated, but there's thousands of people in the streets. Those are some of the things that you can do to still trick or treat, yet stay away from large crowds.
Should costumes be different this year?
Children should absolutely be wearing costumes this year. So the answer is yes and no. You can get your child a costume, and it can be a costume without a mask, and use that costume to be able to take pictures at home and post those pictures, showing them to families. Some people are going to be doing Zoom Halloween parties so that the children can show off their costumes to their friends via the internet. The other thing is that if you're going to be going out trick or treating, it's going to have to be a little bit different. And when you do that, you should be wearing a mask. And it can't be that rubber mask that you buy at the store. It should be the same quality mask that you're using out in society, with 2-ply of material, or a medical grade mask. Also, if you're going to be a parent or a member of the community that is handing out candy, we're going to have to do that differently as well. Several people have come up with ingenious contraptions of shooting candy to the children or sending it down a PVC pipe to the children. But an easy idea is to just set out a table where you can be socially distanced and the candy can be distanced, so the children can choose their own candy without touching any of the other items on the table. When you're doing that, you should just make sure that as a parent or as a person who's handing out candy, that you're cleaning your hands often, or potentially even using gloves when you put out that candy.
So now that we've covered a lot of the COVID safety measures, how about some just general Halloween safety tips?
Yeah, there are some general things that we do need to worry about. You need to be careful in the road this year. This goes for pedestrians and drivers. With the holiday being on a Saturday, more people are going to be out, and more people are going to want to be doing things. So please remind young drivers or yourself that you should be driving slow, because there will be ghouls and goblins out there in the neighborhood walking around. And it's a good idea to have those ghouls and goblins carry flashlights so that they can be seen. The second would be having children resist the urge to eat candy before coming home. This should come as a rule every year, but especially during COVID, so that they're able to get home and clean their hands and potentially maybe leave those items for 24 hours to avoid risk. And finally, last but not least, enjoy candy in moderation. I'm sure that children this year, especially families, are going to wake up on Sunday morning trying to sleep in, and some child is going to be halfway through the bag of candy already. So we need to ask children to eat that candy in moderation and make sure they're brushing their teeth often. No matter what you do, please try and enjoy this Halloween and make it safe and fun activity for you and your family.
All right, Dr. Mulroney, thank you so much for being here and talking about all these great Halloween tips.
Thank you.
And thank you all so much for watching. We hope you have a very safe Halloween. Don't forget, you can also check out our website. It's hopkinsallchildrens.org/newsroom. We have a lot of other great pediatric healthcare information and resources as well. We'll see you next week.